gentlemen, my name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and oh, this is looking nice. I was not aware that I was gonna get a replay of DesRow coming from my friend Midday of Team Complexity, guys. This I'm very much so looking forward to. Let's go ahead and get the introductions underway. Now, in the what appears to be 4 o'clock position of Coda LE, it's gonna be DesRow. I'm not sure if he has a team right now, but I'll get back to that in just a minute. Now, for the upper left-hand corner, my friend, the guy who submitted this replay, gave it to me. His name is Sam Midday, and he is of the Team Complexity roster. And that's right, this is that super weird WCS interface that I'm using. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little bit better for the human eye to watch. I should have had this ready to go a little bit sooner. I shouldn't have been actually at this point, but as it is right now, there we go. I think that's basically my observer mode, and we are fan freaking tastic at the moment. So this is my first Legacy of the Void cast, my first ZVP cast for Legacy of the Void, and this is already looking pretty heated at this stage in the game, as we already have the first gateway on the way from DesRow. One thing I've noticed is that cannon rushing seems to become completely unviable in Legacy of the Void, which is kind of a big change since Heart of the Swarm, as well as Wings of Liberty. It's not just a couple of units that are changing with StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, and that's what I'm loving about it already. Double gas coming down already, coming from DesRow, and I like this. Just simply based on the fact that it means we're not going to see a Nexus straight away. We're going to see some form of a tech up before DesRow goes into his second Nexus. But it looks like Sam went ahead and went with Hatch first, as of course you should be doing as Zerg in most cases. Extractor. Now done. He's gonna be complementing this with something, but just what on earth it's gonna be is not entirely made clear to us at home just yet. I'd say it could be just about anything. It could be metabolic boost. It could be a Roachborn. Who knows what his plan is? But for the time being, I'm going to put money on metabolic boost. I think that's what he's going to be going for first with this. But metabolic boost in ZVP is, I think, a little bit less important than it would be in ZVT, at least when you're playing against Bio. But here we go. DesRow is about to poke into his opponent's natural, sees that it is good to go, at least it's on its way, and now he hops into the main. He gets out. He sees that drones were pulled off of gas as soon as Midday had enough to get metabolic boost, which is now on its way at this present location. Mothership core is on its way back at home, and we are going to make things into the mid game. This is the early game. What on earth is wrong with me? This is something you're not used to watching if you've been playing Heart of the Swarm for so long, guys. Excuse me for making a bit of an analytical mishap. But now the early game includes three hatches. And once that third hatch is finished, I'm gonna dare say it will be called the mid game, because then we'll have both players making their tech up choices. Everything should be black and white, and we should know what is going to come out from both sides. Okay, so there it is. It's gonna be a Robo at the front coming from the DesRow. He's gonna have a Forge following that up very soon, very shortly rather. And the Nexus is just about ready to go at the natural. In fact, he's gonna go ahead and start rallying out probes to that location. And I like how Sam is just being, Complexity's Midday is just being a little bit more precautious by making sure that there's not going to be any shenaniganry happening directly at that third base. Let's also pay very special attention to the colors on the minimap. This is not just the way the minimap would look in a replay or when you are casting 2 players. This is actually how the minimap looks also when you are playing on the ladder at present. I'm not sure if it'll be there in the final version of Legacy of the Void when it is released or not, but there we go. The Roachborn's gonna go down, as well as an evolution chamber. We're gonna have, this is interesting, we don't have lair tech on the way just yet. There's no immediate need for it, but I imagine Midday's got some kind of a plan with this. He might try and go with the, I guess you'd say, traditionally termed +1 roach speed, somewhat attack timing, I guess you could call it. It's not really meant to be an attack timing, it just means basically, well, when your speed is done, so too will your +1 missile attacks as Zerg. And if I'm not mistaken, we're missing some music. What is wrong with this game? Whatever, Blizzard, fix your stuff. This is going to go to the unofficial bugs thread. But for the time being, we have no in-game music, so please bear with me, everyone. I actually enabled it, and yeah. So, back at home, we've got Gateway Tech finishing up, Warp Gate Tech finishing up, excuse me. Now, where the warping's going to happen, it looks like it's mostly just going to be at home, because I don't see any pylons on the minimap. I'm a little bit deceived by all of this, but this is DesRow trying to take a safe third base. Midday's going to catch on to this. He sees it. Beyond that, he's getting more and more roaches into the mix. Immortals, as they are right now, it's a little bit difficult to tell just what this is going to be. Of course, I'm not sure what they did with the Hardened Shields upgrade. I know they kind of tossed it a little bit. Maybe they brought it back into the game, but I can't remember exactly what they did for the life of me. But now we have Ravagers out on the map for Midday, and this is going to make the Protoss units coming from DesRow dance. It's 45 workers to 62, and the army supply is... Well, let's just get a look at it right here as it is. That is a fractional disadvantage coming from our red Protoss, but he does recall with the Mothership Core as well as both of his Robo units. I don't think they have Hardened Shields anymore. That was Corrosive Bile. He kind of, I wouldn't say landed into a direct trap, but I also want to take note of this. I'm looking at this right now. Okay. Never mind. I just thought for a minute maybe that Mothership Core took more damage than it needed to. I was completely wrong with that assessment. +1 speed is just about finished up. Excuse me, +1 speed. +1 attack as well as speed is just about finished up for our blue Zerg. Now moving across the map, he's gonna... I feel like he says, okay, DesRow, you've been trying to take a third. Looks like you're trying to abandon it right now. I feel like there's something, and I think this is a part of the macro aspects of the game, but I think DesRow's mistakes are coming from the macro aspects of this game. He's going to have to defend this third, and I feel like he didn't have his natural properly oversaturated or his main properly oversaturated, as you should, but look at this. The Disruptor coming in there. Nice pick off on some of that army supply. Some of that big, juicy army supply. 4 Ravagers lost just now, along with a few Roaches. The third is under siege. And now the Ravagers throwing out their Corrosive Bile onto the Immortals, but it looks like it will be our Protoss from Canada that is able to hold on just a little bit longer, as he does get the more favorable of the trades here. He's going to have to micro his Immortals fantastically. He can pick them up from the Warp Prism. It looks like he comes in just a little bit sloppy with that. The Nexus Cannon should be able to deal with these Roaches along with whatever else is here. Question is now, where's the Disruptor and why is it not landing to do damage? And it looks like my answer has just arrived. It only killed a single Roach, not an effective detonation at that location. More Zealots warping in, but the Roaches deal with all of it. And now it looks like DesRow is making the hold happen, but his third, it's getting lower. The second Nexus Cannon comes in. Probes are being picked off now as they enter this location. More Zealots warping in, trying to stem the flow of Roaches and shut this down, effectively speaking. But there's just so much Zerg, and this is looking so much like Brood War, but at the same time, right now, I feel like DesRow's on the back foot, and he calls the GG at 77 supply to 144. The reinforcements are just too many coming from Midday. Let's also get a quick look at the macro aspects of this game. I feel like the damage that was coming from Midday, yeah, it was fantastic, but look at how many resources he's floating as the game ends. That's 900 minerals and 739 gas. And that is 900 minerals and 197 gas coming from DesRow. Now, what I'm trying to say here is I feel like maybe, just maybe, the macro aspects of this game haven't been fully and adequately put to use yet. There's only been 3 workers killed over the entire course of the game, and that was all done by Midday, as he was heading out to this location. So this is, in some ways, like, it's, I don't know, I feel like a little bit anticlimactic, but it's a first look at ZVP and Legacy of the Void. So that's it for now, guys. I'll be back with game number 2 in just a short moment. From Midday, that is to say.